how do you decide which field do you want to choose within psychology? And this can be very confusing because there's a huge range. So I'm going to start this one off. And you've probably done your basic research in knowing that there's criminal or forensic, there's clinical counseling, research. I think a couple of things you should ask yourself. One is, what expectations do you have for yourself in terms of what kind of a lifestyle do you want? Where do you see yourself living? And of course, you may not know these answers right at the beginning, and these will change as you go along the way, and that's fine. But just having a broad guideline will help you, because have one thing concrete and anchored, and then you can make different decisions along that or change that along the way. This is something I've learned from my own experience. So try and figure out one anchor, whether it's location, whether it's the kind of lifestyle you want, and then look at what, like, whether that it's done well in India, whether that's done well outside of India, whether you have the means to choose whichever course, and also look at what match there is between your aptitude, your interest, as well. So don't just look at intellectually what stimulates you and interests you, but a lot of these other factors are very important when you're making this choice as well. And another thing is the blend between your personality and this choice. So research is something that can be extremely isolating, and if you are someone that enjoys that kind of solitude and working by yourself, because of course you will be going to conferences and meeting other researchers, but a lot of data analysis, sitting in front of a computer, is a lot of solitary work. uh, a lot of people come into therapy thinking that they like helping people and this is why they should do it. They've been an agony aunt for years, all their friends come to them with their problems, and while that's great because that means maybe you have a good level of empathy, or there is something that you give out that people like to come and talk to you, but also think about whether you can hold all of that, and you can manage all of that, manage that distance between yourself and other people. So I think these are questions that I'd say you should ask yourself and then make a decision. And even if you choose something and then later decide that that's not for you, that's completely fine. Please don't freak out about the field that you choose within psychology, because it's very easy to do another program and integrate into the one you want, or find an interdisciplinary balance, because people are very open to accepting movement within the realm of psychology itself.
Yeah, sure. So I think career in psychology again is an umbrella term. Like there comes a lot of domains to it. So if you could put, like, if in clinical psychology, as Ankita has mentioned, you have to get an academic degree of like master's and then your MPhil to be a registered registered clinical psychologist, and then you can either work in a hospital in a clinical setup, or you can either practice as your as a private practitioner. But of course there's a lot of struggle involved in it, wherein you need to prove yourself, and wherein you need to create your own name in the field by collaborating with a lot of other mental health professionals. Similar struggle, I think, is faced by the counseling psychologists, but as counseling psychologists would cater for for general populations also, it is a bit easier. I wouldn't say it is easier, but it is a bit easier, and they do not require any specific licensing per se. But I would say one needs to decide what kind of lifestyle and what kind of a work-life balance you want to choose. So whether you want to be a clinical psychologist catering to a population from a social angle, that is one part, or whether you want to work as a clinical psychologist in the corporate settings or with NGOs, which are in today's time a lot of opportunities are coming up. So there's a variety of options, but you need to know what you want to choose and how you want to choose it. So I would say, if a student wants to check what are the options post doing any kind of an academic qualification, one needs to talk to someone who has already done through it and has done that kind of a journey.